The art of trying because somehow I have stopped. Hi, I'm Zara Badar. This is my little YouTube channel where no one watches me, and one of the subscribers is me, and the other one is someone I don't know. So if you're the second subscriber, please let me know. I just want to know who it is. Like, who's the second person watching me? I would love to know. So, yeah, let's talk about the art of trying. Recently, I saw this light flicker in the local train. It was a 35-minute ride and it flickered the entire ride. And I wondered why I was trying so hard. I realized that sometimes I'm a poet, by the way, and I've written a book. And I will show you guys my book. For some reason, I cannot find where it is. Right now, I feel like I should always have my book really handy. But I want to talk about the fact that I, as a poet, have this thing of like putting struggle in inanimate objects. I've done it with a balloon that was tied down. I've done it with a paper cup, and I did it with a slide. And I wondered why I have this thing where I look at an inanimate object and I put this struggle of mine in it. A struggle that I am going through in that moment. And now it's in the slide that I'm seeing flicker for 35 minutes. It hasn't switched on and it has just flickered because I guess it was just trying. It was trying. And I wondered if this sort of trying doesn't stop. And I wonder if it's sort of eternal, like this exhaustion. Is it eternal? Does it ever end? Do we ever get to rest? But I think it all boils down to the fact that in moments, in certain moments, I put myself in objects that aren't alive and give them life because I've put myself, my soul into that. I have taken my struggle and put it somewhere else so that it feels deeper, it feels like it has meaning. And then when I write about it, I don't write out of pity, I write out of what I see. But what I'm essentially looking at is that I'm looking at myself. I'm looking at Sarah's struggle, but I'm putting it in, I guess, the light or the balloon or the paper cup. And I think that's very interesting because I recently realized that I was doing this. Because every time I wrote of a struggle of an inanimate object, I basically wrote about me struggling, trying, being exhausted, wondering if this will ever, ever end. But it is important to try. It is important. I think the idea, what I want to say is that we have to try. We have to keep trying. Like that light, we cannot give up. And I feel like in certain moments I've given up. I've given up on this YouTube channel, I've given up on my art, and I've given up on my work, and there's so much I want to do. I wrote a book on a whim. I wrote a book on a whim. This is my book, by the way. It's called Suspended, and I'm gonna read a poem out of it because um, I just want to read this poem. But more than that, I just want to talk about how there's this struggle that I want to talk about with it. Also, this book is available in India because I'm from India, but it's also available globally, and I'll put the link down below. It's this poem is called Tragedy. This is when I saw a balloon tied, but that balloon was still full of life. It was probably a helium balloon just flying, but it was tied down, so it was like flying, but it couldn't let go. And I looked at it, and my first thought was, what a tragedy! What a tragedy! She wants to fly, but she's tied down by some things. And now, when I'm gonna read this, it's just gonna remind me that this is about myself because I keep putting my struggle in inanimate objects, and I think that's crazy. um, so yeah, and also how cool is this fisheye camera, this red light? I love that. I love shooting in this sense. Maybe I'll try shooting in a different sense, but this is fun. Okay, a tragedy, truly. This metaphor I'm staring at. An escape of sorts, I think. There's no force, just a bleak effort. An illusion of choice, or an acceptance of being. I bolded this specific thing. I, I don't think you can read it. But an illusion of choice or an acceptance of being was something I wrote because I was wondering if she thinks this is her choice to stay down, or that she has accepted that this is just her reality. What's pulling her down? An oxymoron. Is she a beautiful burden, or is this burden beautiful? An oxymoron, a beautiful burden. The weight she carries of those she loves, those she can't escape. I think it also focuses a lot on me because after living away from my home, I think it focuses on me. It is about me. After living away from home and having a certain sort of freedom, I've come back in my home again because I guess it makes more sense to be living in the city with my parents because I don't have the means to fund myself right now. And I can't escape that. And I think that I did not even think twice before writing this poem. It came so beautifully, it's so normally out of me that I did not even realize that I was talking about myself. But at the same time, I ended up putting it in a book. And I just think that is why we cannot stop trying. I want to read more and I want to do more things and I want to write more. And I'm not doing those things, but I feel like every time I make a YouTube video, I feel like this is a step. This is going to be a step, and I'm going to keep making these YouTube videos on a whim. Honestly, I do not know what I'm going in before I talk here. I feel like I should have a script of sorts, and I should know what I'm talking about, but I totally don't. Maybe next video will be like me talking about my poetry journey. I think that would be nice. But right now, this is it. Um, I am Sarah Padar. I am a 22-year-old girl. I hate being 22. I have a job. I'm employed, unfortunately, but I am an artist and I am a jack of all trades. I believe in knowing a little bit of everything, and it's really nice to meet you.